visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says, it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you can save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
It is Thursday night live in Lincoln, late night. You can text us because we're live. 402-464-5685. Let us know what's going on with you. What are you watching? What are you following? We're waiting until we're probably in the final 30 seconds or so of Buffalo and Miami. The Bills lead at 28-21. Much closer than expected and actually competitive until a late Tua pick. He had game managed very well, and then threw an out pattern for a pick. They held Buffalo. This is weird that they're lining up as they're going to kick a field goal with 27 seconds left, up 7. Why would you? The point spread's 12.
How far out?
12.
No, how far is
like
the
48 yards. He made it. It's 10 point game. So you locked it. You clinched the game.
Yeah, okay.
You clinched the game. 27 seconds left. You can either punt it, let the clock run out, or you can kick it and go to 10. But the point spread was 12.5. So not really. I was just making sure we weren't point aware, and that's why you're kicking the field goal. But you're kicking to make it a 2-score game, no matter what happens with 22 seconds left. So. There's 22 seconds left. They'll kick it off. Dolphins played well. 1-score game. Tua throws a pick at the 3-minute mark.
Did he look good today? I know Josh Allen's numbers. I wasn't watching it, but his numbers were incredible.
Josh's numbers were great. Tua was a great game manager. He didn't throw for a lot of yards. He threw for like 170.
Okay.
But
staying clean with it for the most part.
Yeah, he stayed clean with it until the final throw. Final throw. Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
Yep.
It's the last throw. Unfortunately, we judge based on complete pictures, and that's a big part of it. So, in the space. And interestingly enough, it again, if we said Buffalo, like if you said to the Dolphins fans, you're going to be down 1 score going in the final minute, they'd probably been satisfied.
I think they'd still be sad. I don't know. You get to a point of teams where it's just like talking to Jake. I mean, Jake was like, what did he say? 53-7 before he left it. He thought that was going to be the score. So maybe he is happy. I'm not sure. Or is it worse to be close and lose in agony, or is it better to get blown out of the water and you being right that you were never even had a shot?
Well, I think you want to play well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play well and you're close, now you don't want to get in. You don't want to be in the moral victory business.
Yeah, we've been good at that here.
Right. You don't want to be in that business. You don't want to get your mail there. It's understandable that, if you're trying to make strides, I would say that this is the Dolphins' best performance of the season so far.
For sure.
So there are those things, right? Tua looked like a fully formed quarterback until that one throw. But they found a game where tight ends and motion mesh routes where you get tight end across in front of them. Running backs, after tight ends clear on the seam, running backs behind it. Those are all things that I hopefully see Saturday at Memorial Stadium with the Huskers, because it's a way to negate some of the pressures that could come from a Michigan front seven that are legitimate
and aggressive.
Right.
But they're usually pretty aggressive on how they want to go at you.
But if they're aggressive, I'm going to make them pay. You can't be in two places. You can get up in my face, but if I get it out of my hand quickly and I get it into open, safe spaces, they can't be everywhere. That's the thing that we always identify, that if you're going to send an extra body, I'm going to throw to the blitz.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever the pressure comes from, I throw to that spot.
And it's up to Dylan, which I feel good about to recognize who's that guy.
Well, and then, of course, there's a chess match that happens because if they're going to send your sandbacker, you will fill in a space to cover where the pressure just came from, because there are people who coach throw to the pressure. So you feel the pressure, but then again, you leave something there. And if I see it once that you're going to slide, I'm just going to stay and pick you apart.
Does Michigan do a lot? I guess that's a bad question. It always intrigues me. Like, you'll see some, like Ohio State was really good at for Texas. Like, here's what you get pre-snap, post-snap. It's completely different defense that's coming at you that they were made it just a living hell for Manning. I don't know, Michigan does that too, but
yeah, I mean, high level teams do that, and Michigan's a high level team. They have talent. I mean, Houseman knows systems, and he knows kind of what the Huskers would want to do, at least under the old regime. Some checks that you can kind of pay attention to. You can't clear everything from the memory. He's seen enough of it at practice to carry it, but it's 2 years. It's 3 years ago. So how much does he remember? What's the recall? And it's very different because now Holgerson's running a different system with some different checks. So, that's the thing that happens. They will judge and change. Miami did it a couple of times tonight against Josh Allen, but he was ahead of the game. He pulled it down and ran with it, and he kept himself out of trouble. One way to not throw an interception is to pull the ball down and run with it. That's what Josh Allen did. So that kept in place. It worked for Tua tonight until final 2 drives. Then the final drive, he throws the pick. Somebody just jumped an out route that he couldn't muscle and get the arm to. So that game just ended. So what we can do, we can go long in the second segment. If you would so wish, we'll go to 15 here, and then we'll go longer here. But yeah, so the big local news is this, that we have been talking and tracking Nebraska fall athletics and some success that they were having. And then we knew that Nebraska soccer was going to head east and take on Penn State. Now, Penn State's number 8 in the country. So you're traveling on the road to Penn State, trying to protect the O. They were down until the final minute. 1-0 game till the final minute. And then, as a matter of fact, with 30 seconds left, Lauren Anglim took a corner straight into the net. Nebraska gets the draw against number 8 Penn State. The record is now 5-0-4. Still 0 losses.
Man, we got to be a frustrating team to play. I'll tell you what.
Hey,
Minnesota, Penn State, they got to be giving up points like that.
Anglim,
shout out to them,
was active. I mean, listen, to go through, and shout out to CC Villa. It's Villa.
Is that the goalkeeper?
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
4-0-4. Played all 90 minutes. Got hands on 2 saves. So to keep it there. I mean, Penn State got a goal in the first half, and Nebraska kept battling. And at 5-0-4, and they're 0-0-2 in the Big Ten. Penn State moved to 5-2-2, and they're 1-0-1 in the Big Ten. But still not a loss.
Nope.
Still not a loss.
Yeah, you still get points. You get points if you get those draws.
Yeah, I mean, and I posted it earlier, and somebody said, "Okay, is that really undefeated?" Yeah.
Yes. Did they lose? No.
They are still an unbeaten team.
Yeah, I don't know. What kind of mental hurdles do you have to do to make that untrue?
Well, if somebody's the difference between if you've played 9 games and you've won 9 games, then there's a different level of success than 5-0-4. But that's not what we're talking about.
The statement's still true.
You haven't lost a game. You haven't lost a match, so bravo.
If there was 0-0-9, I'd say they're undefeated.
Yeah, and if they were 0-5-4, they'd be winless. So
that's a good point.
So there's that. There's that. We have tons of information to go through. You get the weekly NFL report, which records are in play, where to have your eyes. throughout that. The Big Ten sent their weekly report out. We'll share some of that.
Probably a whole chapter on Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah, well, there's it's interesting in the space, right? That the Big Ten determining what is news.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the SIDs send in, hey, by the way, and then you accumulate them, and then at some point you have to kind of weed out and go, yeah, we're not gonna report the third the third attempt of making 4 field goals over 40 yards. We're not going to do that, but we have those reports as well. And then to set up what should be a busy weekend. And then we will go over Friday night in the Haymarket, Husker basketball, men's and women's, your introduction to this year's team. There'll be a 3-point shooting contest. There'll be fan and player contests. They would do autographs after that, but we'll talk about that from the full release of what's going on there. That begins at 6:30 on Friday.
Yep.
So that I would imagine with all of the fans that we're going to have in town, we have a sellout crowd in town.
Mm-hmm.
That will be pretty, and it's a free event. So there's that. And then Saturday, I know that tomorrow we're in the Arbor Day. We're at the Arbor Day.
Yep, that is for old school, I believe.
Right, 3 to 6. They're raffling off jerseys and
Ooh,
the whole shebang. Right. I think we have a Tommy Frazier that we're raffling off, and then tomorrow you have until 12 noon tomorrow to get down here to the mill and get your name in the box.
Yeah, you better do. My brother Houston's been trying to cheat it. He's trying to see if he can get more names.
Trying to double load. Listen, if you're here 3 days this week and you want to put your name in, I'm not sure there's any way we would know. Like, I'm positive there's no way we would know. I mean, Luke might know, right? From that. But you're only going to win one pair. So, if you multi-loaded, okay, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Like, I don't even know. We work from integrity. We believe that people would be honest. We don't know that even if you came down here once and put your name here twice, we don't know if we could monitor that. So
Luke's got it.
I
trust my guy, Luke.
Well, but Luke is not always here. So that part, right? That part is that, sometimes in the crossover, some things happen, but we will see. Okay. We'll go take our first break, reset, and get all the folks over on the terrestrial. All the folks over from Buffalo and Miami, of course, Buffalo wins at 31-21. But we will talk about that and more when we come back to late night.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you can save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
Welcome back. Ticket Late Night. Again, you can follow on all the video streams. Welcome back if you've been on the terrestrial, but you can follow now on all the streams as well. You can hear us in your car and on the road, in your office as well. And if you're, at home, post it up, put us on Allo Channel 961 if you've got Allo Fiber. I'm still amazed at how many people don't have cable in this day and age.
No, I don't.
I'm stunned by it.
Why would I?
Information.
I guess everything's stream. I mean, a lot of I watch cable through streaming. Like it's like the cable channels, but you can still get it via streaming.
It's do less people. It is a thing.
Hey man,
it is a.
Why
thing.
do I gotta pay for cable? You're gonna charge me for that?
What? How much is cable? $20? $30?
I have no idea.
Whatever the number is.
Yeah, it's probably
whatever the
not a
number.
lot.
The convenience. I pay for convenience.
Uh-huh.
I'm at that point in this life that what is the easiest? I want everything at my avail. I want everything available to me in every kind of way. So whatever way we stream, I need to have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Apple, Spotify, whatever it is, right? I want to have it. Do I want, can I subscribe to Amazon to have the Thursday night football game? Yeah. Well, okay.
So that's why I like it. I'm a big YouTube TV fan.
Like
the ones I do,
but you couldn't have seen tonight's game.
Well, then you have to get another streaming.
Then
another one.
Or just get cable. I don't know.
Well, the one thing I will say about cable that is nice, the local channels. Even when I go home, like us, it's all obviously it lets us to be on Allo here, which is phenomenal. But also, like back home, even they don't have the ticket content. It's a little different, not as nice local. But Hartelco's, they got it's just the flat graphic of what's going on in Hartington, Nebraska for all 100 or 1,000 people living there.
I'm constant. And I have respect for everybody's differences.
Uh-huh.
But I'm constantly amazed at I'm a data point person. I need as much information as possible. I need to consume as much as possible in order to contribute. I have to know, and if I'm a Washington fan, I need to track Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a Carolina fan, I need to track Charlotte, North Carolina. I need to track all the high school players. So if I've got a guy who's playing in the MAC, well, guess what? I need to follow MAC. I need to have the MAC channel. I needed the Pac-12 network when it existed because Utes were playing. So I'm just used to it, and it drives Becky crazy because she is not that person. She's a streamer. She is certainly in that mold, but no, I'm going to consume as like Major League Baseball. Okay, so do you go through Major League Baseball TV? Do you go through YouTube TV? What do you do? There's no right or wrong. You see, they figured it out. You have to put them on the screen now.
They're on. Hey,
you got to
wait 7 seconds, DP.
Yeah,
it's on the sign.
You have to put them on the screen.
They
don't need the people. Don't need to see us. They need to see
7C. I didn't miss it.
See, we need to see them. We need for them to see that this is what's going on. And we can leave that up because they don't look. The people who are up at 10 o'clock at night, they know what we look like.
Yeah, I think people are probably getting tired of me.
They
They're at the
know
point
what
now where they see me for 6 hours straight.
Right.
And sometimes they're like,
let them see something else. Let them see something else. And you have permission from the boss. So it's like, well, why'd you do that? Oh, DP said it was cool. And I'm okay with that. Perfectly good with that. Yeah, it's just different, right? That how people process. And I understand. I fully understand that people are different and they do things different way.
You seem like a 30 remote kind of guy. How many remotes you got just laying around at the crib?
Oh, well, we have some in every, because we have TVs in every room.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, we have TVs in every room. Let me think. How many TVs do we have in our house? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4.
Okay.
We have 4.
The real sicko question is, do you have one in the bathroom?
No. We did in my old house.
Of course you did.
Oh, Harrison. Okay, down the rabbit hole. So the house in Houston, again, this was built from the ground up. So we got to put all the bells and whistles and toys in this thing. But it was going to be like our house rather than, so it's the cookie cutter, but then our version of it and what we wanted to put in it. And this was Oh, truthfully, this was a 5-bedroom,
Okay.
5-bedroom house, 2 levels. It's one of those places where the master bedroom, like Texas does the thing where the master bedroom is on the bottom floor.
Yeah, I went to Arizona and all the main bedrooms are on
And the
bottom
back
floor.
end of the house. So away from the street.
Yep.
And there was a guest bedroom. We had an office. And then, full area. We had a, decent backyard there. It's not like the one in Virginia. In Virginia, you had acres. But in Houston, you had a small backyard, but we had a patio. We took we put the patio and we screened it in, right? So that, it was cool. We had a TV in the patio.
That one is not a sicko. That's just
Okay,
like every
but
man's
it
dream.
gets worse. It gets worse.
Okay.
It gets worse.
I'll wait.
Absolutely gets worse. One in the TV, one in the main living room, one in the kitchen, above the oven, so you could cook and watch.
All right, now we're getting a little sick.
Oh, it gets worse. Each guest room and the office, the bathroom had a walk-in shower. And when I tell you this was a walk-in shower, I could have had a meeting in this shower. I could have, and we had the jets that shoot from the side, and from the top.
I think the shower times went up in that building
immensely,
Yeah.
immensely, 100%. But we had a jacuzzi tub that sat across from the shower, and if you were soaking in the tub, there's a TV. There's a TV. And then upstairs, when you go upstairs, so upstairs was the rec room.
Mm-hmm.
Rec room had 2 TVs and a pool table. So either direction, it was my own little hub. My office was upstairs, but which would have been like the last bedroom, but it was my man cave. Of course, there were 2 TVs in there. Well, it was a TV and my monitors, so I could watch 4 things at the same time because I would have all of that in place. And then the final bedroom had a TV in it as well. So
a lot of TVs.
That's a lot of TVs.
The jacuzzi TVs.
The jacuzzi TV was
I might not leave. If on a Sunday, I'm probably not leaving the house on a Sunday unless I'm going to a game or going to meet friends and watch a game, but they'll probably just meet me at the place if that was the place.
Okay. So there was a thing in Texas that was actually here. It left here right before I got here. Twin Peaks. You are not familiar with by your facial expression. You are
the
not.
TV show?
No.
Movie?
No.
Twin Peaks.
Sports bar.
No, not familiar.
Sports bar. Twin Peaks. And sir. So we had one in walking distance from the house. And even before we moved down there, Becky and her mom found it. Yeah, I knew you would. I knew that was the facial expression. I knew Yahtzee. I knew when it was going to happen.
I'm gonna put it on the stream for all to see, but
just to share what we're talking about. That so Becky and her mom. So Becky's mom moved to Texas with us, but she had her own place. But she was going to move there because we were going to be there, and they would go. There were times when if I was busy, they would go and handle whatever house stuff needed to be handled to get that done. And she sends me a text and she goes, I found a place. I was like, what? She goes, I found a place for us to watch sports. She goes, right around the corner from the place. I was like, okay, bet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she took some pictures. And I was like, okay. Again, another reason I knew I had found the right one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a win right there.
Right? It was a winner. It was the absolute winner. And we got to the point where we were mentoring. Because some were college students, some were aspiring to do great things.
Yeah.
But we would go there and we picked our table. And that table became our table all the time. All the time. Like if we walked in
that was the response
on a Wednesday night and somebody was sitting at that table, they would ask them to move.
That's incredible.
Oh, and we got to choose which games went up on the TVs where.
Well, I mean, you're probably the guy to talk to at the moment. Like DP knows what the hell's going on today. DP, what are the games to watch?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Right. And so, yeah.
Rebecca ever request NASCAR on there? Or is she NASCAR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, NASCAR fan.
Well, I know she was like in the entire game, Exxon Mobil, and then she's raced before, right? Or just
she's raced.
Okay,
she's raced, but Becky would when she would travel, her job was in the marketing and promotion of it. She would travel to wherever the race was that week, and put on the events and handle all the local marketers and shop owners and that sort of thing. But she was dealing with the drivers, so she would spend her time sitting in the crew chief's box on the lane with Tony Stewart.
Man, I knew she had a cool background. I didn't realize it was that.
Oh, no.
Insane.
When we went to races, I conceded my sports position because Becky was Big Boss Becky. Yeah. Because she would walk, got a credential. She'd walk up, Tony Stewart. Hey, come on in. I'll show you. I'll show you pictures at the break. It's gonna blow your mind. When Tony Stewart won the Winston Cup, Becky is on stage with him holding up the trophy.
No way, seriously? Why are you guys? I always said, why are you guys in Lincoln?
That's why. Well, I mean, so Lewis Hamilton from Formula One.
Yeah.
That was their driver. So when they would go international Formula One races, Becky would go. And as a matter of fact, there was a thing that was happening. There was a car swap that Becky was kind of behind in that they took Tony Stewart out of the NASCAR and put him in Lewis Hamilton's Formula One car. And they put Lewis Hamilton driving in the NASCAR. And then they did this big event in New York. And this was like Becky's coordinating. They created an event behind it, like a whole thing. And when you see, I don't know if you remember it, but there was a commercial with Dikembe Mutombo, telling people, to change your oil. And it's him. But that's Becky. That was Becky. Becky put all that together.
That's a great ad.
Oh,
it's like one of the best ads.
Literally, I mean, Becky.
She probably got a big bonus for that one, or at least some praise, because that thing blew up.
I think she got praise. I mean, it was good. I mean, and then Anthony Davis. I forget who the second person was that she did an MBA.
Well, I remember you guys meeting Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that was why. Well, we met him before, and then when the basketball thing happened, Dikembe was the first one. The second one was where you kind of had to make a decision, and then Anthony Davis turned out to be a car guy. And that was like a big part of it, right? There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was interesting, right? But that we would go. So the race in Charlotte is a big race thing and big race town. But Becky's, we're in the trailer with the car with Tony Stewart before the race. And we're just like, hey, takes pictures? Okay. Yeah, I mean, she traveled. She spent a lot of time on the road.
I knew she was like very, obviously you guys don't get here and put this together unless you have some success before you. For some reason, I always thought of her as like, I'm in the war room calling the shots from up top. I didn't realize she was doing all that cool stuff.
Oh no,
in between and traveling everywhere.
I mean, during racing, during NASCAR, and I mean, we went to Daytona 500, we went to Indy 500.
Is that a bucket list? Daytona 500?
You absolutely should.
Okay. It seems like super cool on TV every time I see
all of it was. All of it was. And I mean, that was her lane. And, I was coaching. So there were times when, I would want to go to a race, but I was coaching. And I was coaching 3 sports.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 months out of the year, 10 months out of the year, I can't travel with her. I can't do all the things. But when I could, I would. And when we did them together, it was pretty cool. again, the drivers are like when she'd step down from ExxonMobil. So think Mobil One Racing. So whenever you see Mobil One Racing, that was the space that she was in. And, she, was one of the leaders of the lubricants division. So oil, getting it into stores and gas stations and working with partners and that sort of thing. But then partnering the deals with Formula One Racing and NASCAR, and then the NBA and the NFL, right, to try to get those things in play. But the advantage of it was that it crossed over her brain. So the marketing brain versus the sports brain and the coach's wife brain, right? So we had a bunch of conversations where, I would ask, why aren't you marketing the NBA? And she was like, well, we don't have, the connections. I don't know what the connection would be. And we would talk it through. And then the next year, they were the sponsors for the 3-point shooting contest. And so I'll send you the pictures of, it's literally all of the 3-point shooting contestants in their uniforms with Becky.
Very cool.
She's a badass.
Yeah, no question.
She's a badass.
Zero doubt. I mean,
yeah, no, it was, it was fun to watch. I knew that at some point, she would want to not travel all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that way now. Like I get opportunities to go. Like I could travel with the UFC.
Yeah, what do you get? Like 20 events you can go to?
24.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot still.
24.
You can be busy throughout the year and spread those out.
24. Yeah. Well, no, I've been invited to 40.
Okay, so you can just go around all year if you really want to.
I could go to Vegas when they're there twice a month. I can go to the fight night, wherever that is in the country, or the pay-per-view. And it just, I wouldn't be here. Like I wouldn't be here. I'd miss Husker football. I'd miss Husker basketball. You miss, like I would have missed the Supernovas. I would have missed, Husker volleyball. Like those are things that you have to be at. Big Ten Media Days. There's a conflict and a contrast because there's like for the UFC, they have their big fan events. That's usually right about the same time as Big Ten Media Days. So you have to make decisions. But the fact that they were in Vegas this year, but they were back-to-back weeks. So I would have just been gone for 10 days. So you make those decisions. And now, Becky's at a point where, she understands it. I understand her schedule. Like she knows how to read my schedule because she traveled all the time. She kind of knows what it's like to, there are things that I would just take care of around the house so that she wouldn't have to. Like
she's not worried about you getting to and fro. She's just checking how much merch you're coming home with.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That part. But it was also like maintaining everything to keep things moving while she was gone was some work. And then I was just so tired from coaching. If I'm going through 2-a-days, for 3 weeks, I'm not getting in a lot of trouble. I'm coming home. I'm getting up late. I'm, going to practice, come home, eat, run the dogs, get in the pool, go back to practice.
And you're evaluating the players and the practices.
Take care. I'm doing film study. I'm doing all the stuff that's there. And at night, I'm so tired that, go to sleep. She would leave, sometimes Tuesday or Wednesday. So kind of like, the UFC. I leave on a Tuesday if I'm going to cover the whole week. And then you're done Sunday. Well, she was done Sunday after the race. So sometimes she'd come back that night. Sometimes she'd come back Monday morning. Just depends. So we're both travel familiar. I was travel familiar from, the ABA and the CBA and the NFL, being around, traveling with the Panthers, traveling with CBA teams, et cetera. And I was fully, again, Supernova was the kind of the last thing. And you just go, this team travel thing is a lot. It is a lot of just.
Well, the time zones would just fry me. Just switching the time zones would be the hardest part because I'm a very time-oriented person to where my anxiety will spike if I just don't feel like I got a good sense of time.
It
drives me nuts.
With the Supernovas, because you're going from Orlando to San Diego.
Yeah.
And the time zone differences and the travel and, I think in those cities, a lot of the most convenient ways to travel was Southwest. But then you had to deal with, not assigned seating. You had to deal with traveling with, 12, 15, 6-foot tall women who needed to take care of their bodies. You couldn't be selfish. I don't need to be in the best seat. I need to make sure,
like
right?
a 6-footer.
You're eating on their schedule, not yours. Game schedule, right? You're trying to synchronize your body to theirs because when their game is on, I'm on.
Yeah, you got to be on the same page.
I've got to have the same. I've got to match their energy level, and then crash at the same speed that they do, and then get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get back and take a flight. So you learn all those things over the course of time, and that's what we were dealing with. And then it's your future, so good luck. It's your future. Those are the decisions that I made. We'll go to break. I do want to what to look for week 3 in the NFL, what to look for week 4 in the Big Ten. It is week 3 technically because week 0.
Yeah, I just call it week 4.
Yeah, it's this week.
Yes.
So we will talk about those things over the course of the next 75 minutes.
I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth. They know vaping is dangerous, don't they? The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
Welcome back. Yeah, poor Harrison on these timeouts. He has to just consume information and data.
That was good information to know, though. Get to know who I work for.
Well, you get to see, right? You get to see Becky in her form, right? We think of her as Boss Becky in this capacity. Becky was fun. Becky was fun. So what if I told you Becky was a dancer?
I can actually see that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't think you would marry her if she wasn't.
Facts. Facts. But she could do ballroom dancing.
Okay.
Like tango, that sort of deal. One of the highlights of our wedding reception was her and her dad doing a tango. It was really cool. Very cool stuff. So, but yeah, she as a coach's wife, but think about that. That's the real, you want to talk about being impressive, that aside from all the professional things that she's done, the fact that this woman sat and watched high school sports all year long in crappy weather, like snowstorms. Like it would be snowing. There would be 8 inches of snow out, and she would drive to the high school to watch a basketball game.
That's awesome.
Like her dad would sit through and watch like JV basketball games. Right? Cool. Captain America, right?
Yeah.
And the kids didn't know who this amazing man was sitting in the crowd until somebody else came along and went, "Oh, Captain." Like, oh.
They got 2 big sharks in there that I don't think people are aware of.
Well, here's the thing. So think about that. That to go incognito, sort of. Can you imagine me being a freshman basketball coach here? It would seem weird.
I would just think you're bored, or like you're just looking for more stuff to do. I'd be like, man, he might, because.
But imagine the mentoring that would go on.
It'd be phenomenal,
right,
for the team.
The mentoring that would go on, and the change of standard, but also recognize that I would absolutely give the administration the blues, because what are they going to tell me? And I know
sometimes it's okay not to tell them anything,
right,
and just watch,
right,
let them work.
Well, that's when it happened. That was so the Woodson head coaches were exceptional at doing that. Like Doug Craig, and I need to have Doug on more. Doug,
you talk about him enough. I'm curious about
Doug. Think about how great this man is. That Doug had on his staff me, Haas, and Barry. Like, you have to be secure in who you are to have those people work for you, and to get those people to work for you. Like, that's a Belichick coaching tree for high school sports.
You go just look at what you guys have done.
Well, but imagine,
so it matches up.
But also imagine that again, in this high school in Virginia, there's a coaching staff that, quite frankly, like if you're a parent, you're in a good spot. But also, if you're a parent, what are you going to tell those coaches?
Probably nice when you do have a team like that, because unfortunately, you're gonna have parents that just have the wrong questions.
Oh, they buck. They absolutely buck, because they're used to bucking. They're used to having coaches that don't know what they're doing, first of all. Second of all, that they have some control over. But I would invite, so this was the thing. This is a very affluent area. Northern Virginia, Fairfax County is one of the more affluent areas in the country. So the public school system, there's money. Money. And their expectation is for everybody else to fall in line for them due to their place in their perceived world. Except, here comes this freshman coach. Now, the idea is you hear about this new freshman coach, this DP guy, calls himself DP. And then who is this DP guy? So then they Google and they're trying to find out, okay, well, who is this? I once had a parent for a JV baseball team. And she was an established parent, so she had 3 sons play in the system before the one that I got.
Uh-huh.
And when I came on board and set new rules and new standards, she's like, well, who is this guy? Well, she Googled my name.
Mm-hmm.
And she literally called the school to say, I don't know who this new guy is, but I just Googled, and the first thing that came up was this guy that apparently had beat up his girlfriend or something. Black guy who beat up, right? So black guy named Derek Pearson.
Oh, okay.
And imagine that they called a meeting based on not knowing what she had Googled, but the fact that she had Googled and found something. Right? Because, and again, the athletic director didn't really know my history at that point.
Right.
And I walk in, and the thing is, well, we have some concerns and questions.
Mm-hmm.
So do you mind? I was like, no, I don't mind. I'm an open book. And they showed this. I'm like, that's not me. What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing?
Was there a picture?
Yeah, it looked nothing like me.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was all of that. It was all of that. It was all of that. Now, mind you,
they feel embarrassed at least?
My player was embarrassed. He's like,
okay.
Yeah, he was embarrassed. But he was also like the team leader, but he ended up being the guy. Like he's been on the station, Kevin Gear. Okay. He was a part of my TED in that I knew that he was a special young man. He needed, another person to pat him on the back. He's now like a lead police officer. As a matter of fact, he was a part of the national police group that covered the Olympics, London.
Appreciate him for his service.
Right. Like
That's
he's
awesome.
like, I jokingly said in this thing that I fully expect him to be president of the United States one day. Because so when I showed you the cavalry, the pregame crowd thing,
mm-hmm.
the guy leading it, that's him. Led the student body. This was the guy.
They got a silver tongue.
Right. But he's a dude, right? Mm-hmm. He went on to he was the president of Virginia Tech student body. But you had to maneuver and show people. And then I figured out, here's the thing, that one, I had these study programs that every player who tried out for me had to fill out. And they thought I was collecting data I'm like, no, these are personality profiles. It lets me know who I'm coaching. And then the moment they made the team, the very next night, I would invite every player and his parents to my house. And I would give them directions to my house. And I would tell the kids, when you get there, you guys go to the pool, you sit out there. I need the captains to run this thing. The parents would be up in the living room with me. The living room was pretty sizable. So imagine 30 parents or 40 parents or 50 parents in the living room. And I would simply introduce myself and I would say, okay, so here's who I am and here's how I work. Now, if any of you feel like you want to say so in coaching decisions, player time management, playing time, any of those things, I fully invite you to come to every practice. I said, because those decisions are made at practice. Now, but I'm also going to tell you that if you come to every practice, you'll have a greater understanding of why things are done the way they are. I'm proud of everything I do as a coach. So it's an open door. You don't have to tell me you're coming. You can just show up. Any day, basketball, football, baseball, didn't care. But then the other thing was, but the moment you do that, then I fully expect an invitation to your house to sit on your couch and watch you parent.
Mm. They have a whole lot of questions after the meeting?
Well, here's the other thing. Then I would put on a highlight reel of me working in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, right? And say, now, is there anybody in here who not only thinks they know more about this sport than I do, but is willing to put in the same amount of time that I'm going to put in? And no. Okay, then we're clear.
I'm sure more coaches don't do that to begin the season.
Well, but
here's who I am. Here's my expectations. Here's why.
But so how many coaches, high school coaches in Fairfax, Virginia, are living in the house that I lived in? So when they pull up to my house and go, oh,
it's true.
Oh, and then it's but by the way, here's Gary Clark. Here's by the way, here's Bradley Beal.
Have you met my wife yet?
Hey, by the way, here's Ian Desmond of the Nationals. And here's what's funny. You want to know something really funny? I really didn't get along with the athletic director for a variety of reasons. His wife worked for Becky. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can't avoid you.
Yes, sir.
At that point, you can't avoid it.
I was a problem. I was an absolute problem because, and he and I bumped heads because he was just used to people being subservient. And that was just, I was like, bro, you have not met me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to deal with me for 3 seasons every year. Yeah.
You get used to it eventually?
No. No, I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him since the day I left. So, we'll throw the break. Second hour coming up. We'll take you to midnight.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey racing fans, this is Brie Marie inviting you to join me and James Rowland for the Finish Line every Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Catch up with the local dirt track drivers, national racers, and everyone you need to know about in the world of racing. Don't spin your wheels, hit the gas, and join us Sundays at 7 p.m. for the Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket, sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
It is 11:05 Thursday night. Thank you guys for hanging out. 402-464-5685. The Starter Heyman text line. You can see us on all the video streams if you want. Jump on. Got
or watch
questions?
the people passing by.
Yeah, folks are. Yeah, I don't know what was going.
Every
you
night.
know, well, but you know what? I think a lot of it basketball. So I would imagine some basketball parents are in town.
It could be today. Getting into work was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was coming on the main highway through downtown there, and it's when you got on that overpass where you're right between Memorial Stadium, Pinnacle Bank. It took me like 30 minutes to get on that little stretch. So there's something going on in Lincoln today, or I'm missing it.
Well, but I mean, CBS is in town.
Yep.
So you've got that.
And Michigan fans are around. I'm seeing more and more Michigan shirts.
Fans. I know tomorrow will be busy around here. Arizona will get into town tomorrow. Arizona volleyball, they'll get into town.
Along with all the other small towns in Nebraska that are going to travel up to see volleyball.
Coming up to see it. So yeah, there's plenty going on. And we'll put the stream up, the street cam. But we will run that all day Saturday. I think that should be part of the fixture. We can do a third, right? We can do a split screen.
It's pretty easy. We can definitely
we can split screen it.
Split screen right there.
Right.
So we got you talking and we got the screen out.
Yep.
Yeah, we give 7 seconds, but
yeah,
at least it's there at the very least.
To do that so folks can see what we're doing. Again, for the terrestrial folks in your car, you were listening to Buffalo and Miami. The Bills win at 31-21. They stay undefeated. There's lots of things to cover. Nebraska soccer remains unbeaten. They face number 8 Penn State tonight at Penn State, and they tie it with 30 seconds left. They're 5-0-4. Still haven't taken a loss this season, but getting a tie at Penn State certainly matters. Right?
Yeah, number 8 team in the country, and you're facing them on the road.
Right. So kudos and bravo to that. Shout out to Ashley Mitchell, her first show, her debut early tonight. That was good to see her doing her thing. Of course, Emma Spence doing her thing, and then Raph and DeMornay Pearsonell carrying it through. Tristan will take us tomorrow, so Friday after the Arbor Day remote for old school. He'll take us through. And then I was asked, I may have to talk to Tristan. I wasn't going to do a Friday night version of this, but I was asked by some folks who are in town streaming. They're going to be at the Big Ten Grill tomorrow night. They're doing an NIL panel that I've asked to be on. I believe that's 6 to 8 tomorrow.
Okay.
So, I'll miss, I can't be there and in the Haymarket for basketball's opening night. But for folks who are looking for something to do, and then
Tristan's pretty good too. Even if you got busy stuff, Tristan's been great when he rocks an hour solo.
Well, this is a national group of streamers. They were the ones that when we were at Memorial Stadium for the opener, they were the ones that were streaming us. So they put they put lob mics on us and had cameras, and they wanted us to remote from Big Ten Grill tomorrow. I put them together with Jake. We'll find out in the morning whether that could be a thing, but we may end up with a second remote tomorrow evening as well. But they also wanted to know if we would. They didn't know that we were going to be at the Kindler pregame.
Right.
But they may be curious about us doing post game from Big Ten, or them coming here and streaming what we do.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Imagine that they would set up cameras on that side and then shoot whatever conversations we were having. So, but the big bosses are in town tomorrow, or they got in tonight. They asked if we could do tomorrow night, which would be after his high school coverage, or in that window where we would normally have high school football.
Yep.
And then, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we would just have these conversations about why they're in town, what their travels are. They do a lot of stuff with the Big Ten. And it would be a good partnership and relationship with us. We do have a lot of new shows and new projects coming. So next week will get a little bit more interesting. So next week you'll have Peter Cobalt in one of these night times.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to do a couple of the night times remote. Like I'll just stream in. I just have to remember to take equipment with me, take a microphone with me. I never remember, which is why I don't do it from home, because I don't want to keep a microphone at home.
Yeah.
And I probably should.
It'd be nice to invest in one, but I get you're one of the people that's like live is always better. And I'm the same way. But sometimes you have to have the mic on hand.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be there the following Sunday, although with Haas being there, I'm not real sure. Like at some point, Haas and I need to do one of those together somewhere.
I was getting on Haas again this Sunday. Getting him down in Lincoln.
Yeah.
You have to buy his you probably got to buy his entire family the flight.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? Yeah. You figure out what that is. But he and I will see him this next week. So we'll talk about it and get face to face. It's week 3. We'll get to the Husker kind of notes and things to watch. But I'd like to dive in the pool on the Thursday night version of this show to go through the NFL notes so you can kind of lock in to things to look for. And the notes were as follows. Players that can set historic marks or reach career milestones in this week of the 2025 season. And the names that are mentioned: Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Josh Jacobs, and Myles Garrett. Now, star quarterbacks in prime time. Of the 5 quarterbacks since 2000 with a winning percentage of 700 or higher. Right? Think of that now. There are 5 quarterbacks since 2000 with a winning percentage over 700, 70%. You think you can get the 5?
Mahomes is definitely one.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen. I mean, he's been balling out.
2.
Lamar.
3.
Would Rodgers, or did it start falling apart?
No.
Okay, it started falling apart there.
Whoop.
No, I'm missing some big names here. I'm trying to.
Hall of Famer. 2000. Early 2000s.
Hall of Famer in 2000 and retired.
Played for 2 teams.
Help me out. I'm blanking.
Colts, Broncos.
Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Man,
And then the 5th also played for 2 teams. Not in the Hall of Fame yet, but he's won in primetime. He's 22-9 in primetime. So he's played a substantial amount of games. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff never gets enough
Jared
credit.
Goff.
Yeah, that's
Goff, right. So yeah, it's a thing. They make note that Lamar Jackson had 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions in week 2 after recording 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing on the opening kickoff weekend for a 144.4 rating. On Monday Night Football against Detroit, Jackson can become the 4th quarterback ever with a passer rating of 125 or higher in each of his team's first 3 games in the season. He would join a very select list of 3. Those three, and there's zero chance you could get these three. These are quarterbacks who have started their seasons, their first 3 weeks in a season, with a 125 rating or higher. Russell Wilson, 2020, Seattle.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, 2019, Kansas City. And the third one, you have to go all the way back to 1973. 1973. And it's not a dude you would call out. I literally could roll out every starting quarterback for that year, and there's zero chance you would figure out that this was the guy that put up 3 consecutive 125. The only people, like your grandfather would get this. Your grandfather would get this. John Hadle of the Chargers, the Lightning Bolts.
He was that good?
He was
never
that
hear
good.
his name.
With that group in the 73 era. I mean, this was the Eric Coryell. This was Don Coryell's kind of expansion and deal along the way. There it is. Throw him up, baby. It is John Hadle. And here's the thing. One, I mean, they had the cool Charger uniforms back in the 70s.
They were cooler back
Very
then.
cool. But he wore number 21 playing quarterback. John Hadle wore number 21 playing quarterback. Yeah, pretty amazing.
He's just an enigma.
Oh,
from
he
start
really,
to finish.
but he could sling it.
It's apparently
he could sling it.
With that rating for the first 3 seasons, like
Crazy. Jackson can also become the 6th quarterback in NFL history to record at least 2 touchdown passes and a passer rating of 90 or higher in 11 consecutive games, including the postseason. Tom Brady did it in 2014, 2015. Patrick Mahomes did it. Peyton Manning did it. Aaron Rodgers did it in 2010, 2011. And there's one more quarterback who did it. Also the San Diego Chargers. Not John Hadle. Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers put up the numbers. This is why I love being a member of the NFL alumni, you get certain emails that other people don't get. And
that's a great one.
I love this. I love this email each week. Like every week I'm gonna read this email.
Start forwarding it to me.
Right. Like it is pretty good. Josh Allen is 7-0 as a starting quarterback in Thursday night games. Now 8-0. With a win against Miami on Thursday, he joins Tom Brady with 9 wins, Russell Wilson with 9 wins, and he passes Peyton Manning with 8 wins on Thursday night. So you're talking about elite status there. He had 298 touchdowns in 126 games going in, including the postseason, 222 touchdown passes, 74 rushing touchdowns, and 2 touchdown receptions. Did you know that? that Josh Allen had 2 touchdown receptions. With 2 offensive touchdowns passing, rushing, receiving combined on Thursday, he becomes the fastest player to ever reach 300 career offensive touchdowns. He did so. He actually did so tonight. So there's that, surpassing Pat Mahomes at 128.
Man, tides changing for the Chiefs and Bills?
Mm-hmm. He had 197 touchdown passes going into tonight's game in his first 113 career regular season games. And with 3 touchdown passes tonight, he didn't get 3 touchdown passes. I don't think he did.
Did he have a rushing touchdown? I'll look it up right now.
Yeah. I don't but he could tie Kirk Cousins at 114 games, Dak Prescott at 114 games, and Russell Wilson at 114 games, reaching the 200 career touchdown passes. How many did he have tonight? He needed 3.
This one, he had...
I know he had 1.
3. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns.
Then he
got it.
He just joined the list.
Yep.
And then since entering the NFL in 2018, he has a record of 86-40. His win tonight, he surpasses Joe Flacco with 85 wins, the 5th most by a quarterback in his first 8 seasons, include playoffs.
What was that one more time? Joe Flacco?
He passed Joe Flacco. He now has 86 wins in the first 125 starts.
Even Joe Flacco's a guy you wouldn't
think
of that category.
Put him on it. You would not put him on the list.
But he throws a clean spiral, so maybe.
The quarterbacks with the most wins in their first 8 seasons: Brady, Mahomes, Wilson, Flacco, Josh Allen. There's one more.
Still playing?
No.
And they're
Super Bowl champion.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger's on
Had
the list.
90 wins in his first 18.
I guess that makes sense, though.
90 wins. Jared Goff, chance to get into the record books in several facets. Recorded 334 passing yards and tied a career high with 5 touchdown passes. His 43rd career game with at least 300 yards passing since 2016. With 300 yards passing Monday night against Baltimore, he can tie a quarterback. He can tie 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks for said record. 4. Drew Brees at 44. Dan Marino. Patrick Mahomes. And there's another.
What are you going to tell me like it's Andrew Luck?
Matty Ice.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan with 45.
Underrated. Criminally underrated quarterback.
45. Now, to remind you, Brees has 44. Marino had 44. Mahomes had 48. Matt Ryan is second with 45. Crazy talk.
I wonder how we talk about him differently if Tom Brady didn't have to do what he did in that Super Bowl.
Crazy talk, bro. Like crazy talk. Patrick Mahomes, who turns 30 years old today. Happy birthday, Patrick Mahomes. Didn't know that.
Happy birthday. There.
Happy birthday. Recorded more regular season wins, 89. Touchdown passes, 247. Wins, 17. Than any quarterback before his 30th birthday. So he's had the run. He enters week 3 with 106 career wins, including the postseason. And he can tie a quarterback for the most wins by a starting quarterback in his first 9 career seasons, including the playoffs. This quarterback had 107 wins in his first 9 seasons. Any idea?
107 wins.
107 wins.
Tom Brady?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson
leads it at 107. Mahomes has 293 touchdown passes, career touchdown passes, including the playoffs, and can surpass Peyton Manning if he gets another touch with his next touchdown. Mahomes has 247 regular season touchdown passes and can surpass Aaron Rodgers in 121 games as the fastest player to record 250 touchdown passes. He needs 3 this weekend.
Who do they got? Let me look.
He needs 3. He can become the 4th player in NFL history with at least 250 regular season touchdown passes his first 9 seasons, joining 3 others. Peyton Manning with 275, Marino with 266, and Russell Wilson with 267. Aaron Rodgers has a bid to get into the record books. He enters week 3 with 508 career touchdown passes. With a touchdown pass against New England on Sunday, he will surpass this Hall of Famer with 508 touchdown passes for the 4th most in the NFL history. 4th most. Number 1, Tom Brady, 649. Number 2, Drew Brees. Drew Brees, 571. Number 3, 539 by Peyton Manning. Rodgers is currently tied with this Hall of Fame quarterback for 508. Any ideas? Any guesses? And we have not said his name tonight.
We haven't said his name.
We have not said his name tonight.
Montana? Have we have to go in the past?
508.
508.
Brett Favre. Brett Favre is 4th at 508. Rodgers can break the record. Yeah. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
I'm thinking it's been 40 years of the Bears looking for a quarterback, and in that time, the Packers have had 3.
Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and now Jordan Love. But in true fairness, I'm old enough to remember when it wasn't so sexy because they had Lynn Dickey, John Hadle. They had John Hadle. They had Don Makowski from the University of Virginia, the Magic Man. The Magic Man. They had some quarterbacks that were not Len Hunter. They had some bad quarterbacks in Green Bay until they got Brett Favre. And remember, Brett Favre was a mistake. They thought Magic was the guy. I'm not sure that Magic was the guy who was injured to get Favre in the game. Favre was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons and was going to just sit on their bench. They didn't necessarily like him in Atlanta. They didn't. So the trade and him becoming available to the Green Bay Packers was big, but there was a quarterback that was ahead of him when he got to Green Bay. That quarterback got knocked out, and then Brett Favre got in the game and never gave it.
Dan Mikowski.
It was Don Mikowski.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, Don, not Dan.
Yeah.
Don
no.
Mikowski. Week 3.
Look, I know the Wahoo, baby. I know the Virginia Wahoo. I really do. Magic, good-looking guy, too. Blonde hair. He was kind of he had the blonde mullet thing happen for a UVA guy, which was the preppy thing with a mullet. So he was kind of a rock star, the Magic Man.
I mean, it's one of the better nicknames you can have. I personally would fall in love with the quarterback just if he had the nickname Magic Man.
He had some, that name on the back of the jersey was good stuff, bro. It was good stuff. And then finally, before we go to break, Justin Herbert, the Chargers quarterback since week 16 of the 2024 season, has 5 consecutive regular season games with a rating of 110 or higher. With a passer rating above that against Denver this week, he becomes the 5th player in NFL history to mark 6 consecutive games with a minimum of 15 attempts, joining Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Steve Young. So, attaboy, Justin Herbert. You put up some numbers, bro. Put up some numbers. Herbert has 1,989 completions since getting into the league, can become the 4th quarterback all time with at least 2,000 completions in his first 6 career seasons, including Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. There you go. There you go. There you go. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Come on.
We're going to have to talk that
there
you go.
There you go.
The delay throws them off a little bit.
It takes them a while to get there. They figure it out. There you go. We got him there. The party has begun on O Street. The party has begun on O Street. That is hilarious. Hilarious.
Well, that works out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they're doing the 6-7. That's what it is. I'm not too old yet.
There
I
we
figured
go.
it out.
Look at it. Relying on you to handle those such things. Josh Jacobs also. So the 2,000 completions, first 6 seasons. Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan, and there's a third. And we have not mentioned his name tonight.
Sexy Rexy. It's not.
Derek Carr. Had
Underrated?
2,100.
One of the most I shouldn't say the most. Maybe DeMornay's playing too much of an effect on me.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. One final one we'll get through. Josh Jacobs. Since week 11 last season, he's recorded a rushing touchdown in 11 consecutive games. 11 consecutive games, including the playoffs. With a touchdown against Cleveland on Sunday, he will become the 5th player, 6th occurrence, with a rushing touchdown in 12 consecutive games, including the playoffs. And, bruh, this is a list, and I'm about this list because I measure a lot of running backs by this list. So this gives Josh Gibbs some credence.
Okay.
Ready for this? If he gets one this week, he'll tie LT. LaDainian Tomlinson had 12 in 2004. If he does it 2 weeks and gets to 13, he ties Emmitt Smith and Heisman Trophy winner George Rogers. George Rogers, who accomplished it twice, back-to-back years for the Washington Redskins, and didn't start the Super Bowl and got replaced by Timmy Smith because he had a bad playoff and he was injured.
Hold on.
George Rogers was the starting tailback for all of that season. And then Timmy Smith replaced him. Different runner, different type of runner. Power runner versus,
I know. I'm a big fan of giving it to the guy that got us there, though. But hey, you know.
Oh, man. Emmitt Smith did it twice. He made it 14, so he did it in 1994 and 1995. But the leader in the clubhouse, Hall of Famer, also with the Washington Redskins, John Riggins, 15 consecutive games with touchdowns. So there are some numbers. We will finish the list when we come back. We'll go to the defensive side. There's some numbers there, and then we'll jump into the Big Ten report for said details and things to look for. We'll be right back to late.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We've been hunting these fields north of Kearney since high school. My buddy Ryan has always been my wingman, the life of the party. But I saw a change, and he got really down. Talked about his life being worthless.
If you know someone who's struggling, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home, taking care of friends and neighbors. It's what we do in Nebraska. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth.
They know vaping is dangerous, don't they?
The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska, aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
I could tell something wasn't right. My buddy Jake just wasn't himself. He seemed down. I was concerned about him and asked if he was thinking about suicide.
We all have a role in preventing suicide. Know the warning signs. They may not seem like themselves, be depressed, withdrawn, stressed, agitated, or talking about suicide. Call, text, or chat 988 for 24/7 support. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth.
They know vaping is dangerous, don't they?
The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska, aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth.
They know vaping is dangerous, don't they?
The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska, aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Hey racing fans, this is Brie Marie inviting you to join me and James Rowland for the finish line every Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Catch up with the local dirt track drivers, national racers, and everyone you need to know about in the world of racing. Don't spin your wheels, hit the gas, and join us Sundays at 7 p.m. for the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
Welcome back. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We're staying corrected in the John Hadel discussion because Hadel in 73, having the year that they mentioned, was with the Los Angeles Rams. And this is old school. That the Rams of that era, this was the George Allen before he went to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, he had left and gone to, I believe this was Chuck Knox. Chuck Knox took over. Knox left the college game, took over the Rams because George Allen, when Vince Lombardi died, it left the Washington Redskins job open. George Allen went to D.C. to run the Redskins and became the Over the Hill gang. So he brought in a bunch of players from the Rams to fill the roster. And he got rid of all his draft picks and just traded them for veterans. He said, I don't have time. The future is now. That was the phrase. Future is now. I must win now. So he got rid of all. He wouldn't draft for several years. Wouldn't draft rookies. Said, I don't want rookies. I want veterans. I'll take other veterans that know how to play already before I draft a rookie. And so, yeah. As a matter of fact, that's why.
So he just trade his picks every year?
Uh-huh. Every year. And then they drafted Joe Theismann. The Dolphins drafted Joe Theismann. He went instead because they had Bob Greasy and Earl Morrall. And they had just had a Super Bowl run. And he went to Canada instead because he didn't want to be number 3 quarterback. And then he came back to D.C. under George Allen when Sonny Jurgensen when Jurgensen got hurt and Theismann came in to back up Billy Kilmer. Yeah, and actually the only way he could play was he was a punt returner. Joe Theismann was a punt returner for Washington.
I always forget about that.
Yeah,
you've told me that story before,
yeah,
but it's weird to think about.
Yeah, he played at Notre Dame, and but he also spanks himself because if he had just gone to camp for the Dolphins, Greasy pops his Achilles, Theismann would have had the undefeated Dolphin team.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, stupid! Nice move." Like he's like, "Are you kidding me? This is crazy, right? It's crazy." But the Hadel year, I'm going to give you some names that, and all of these names were Pro Bowlers.
Okay.
Now, remember the league was shrunk, right? So if you were a good player, you were a great player. If you played in the league during this era where I want to say 12 teams in the National Football League, like you played some people, right? You played some dudes. But John Hadel and his numbers, right? We gave those numbers, and the numbers are crazy. He threw for 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions back then. When those are numbers. That wasn't happening.
Right.
James Harris backed him up. Played in a bunch of games because they were beating people up, so he got to play. They had a Pro Bowl running back who ran for 1,000 yards. Again, in a 14-game season, he ran for 1,000 yards. So that gives you some idea of what we're talking about, right? That average 5 yards a carry, 1,100 yards. Now, he only had 2 touchdowns, which I need to ask questions about. Tony Baker would do this. But his wide receivers, he had Harold Jackson, Hall of Famer. Jack Snow, who should have been a Hall of Famer, was a college All-American. Les Josephson was as good a tight end as there was in pro football in that era. So they had weapons. They had weapons. And Hadel led them. They finished 12-2 that year. 12-2. And I think they lost to the Vikings in the playoffs. In the frozen tundra. No, in the old Met Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Man,
1973.
Vikings in a significant playoff win. It's been a while for them. Vikings are a strange organization, one of the best, but just like nothing to show for it postseason, despite year in, year out being one of the best regular season teams.
They were the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They were the Buffalo Bills. And you can't blame it. I mean, no, they lost to Dallas in the playoffs. They lost to Dallas in the playoffs. 1972, 1973. So you find those things out and good history. Because those are Jack Snow. I knew of Jack Snow because he played at Notre Dame and you could see him every Sunday morning. So you could do the thing. But there's certain players, man. Certain players. Let's go back to the things of note for this weekend.
And what's the Big Ten cooking up here?
We'll finish with Myles Garrett before we get over. Let's give him something to talk about. That with 2 sacks, he had 2 sacks in week 1, and 1.5 sacks in week 2. Ranks tied for first in the NFL with 3.5 going into this week, along with New Orleans' Carl Granderson can join this Pro Bowler for the most sacks in the first 4 games. And there's a list of players who had crazy Pro Bowl first 3 games. DeMarcus Lawrence, Mark Gastineau, and Kevin Green, who was Kevin Green was one of my favorite people. So Kevin Green was with the expansion Panthers back in the day. And so it was Dom Capers, who was with Pittsburgh. He was coordinator with Pittsburgh, and he got the head coaching job for Carolina. And Capers was a believer in it. Quite frankly, I don't want to rely on rookies. So expansion team, he went one route, which was, I'm going to go get veterans. Jacksonville at the very same time went the other direction, said, no, we're going to get young talent. We're going to build it. So they get Tony Baselli at left tackle. They go and get Mark Brunell. Like, they're going to get their dudes. The Panthers went in a different direction because they originally was going to go with Steve Berline at quarterback. They had a bunch of dudes in year 1. They weren't very good. But he went and got Sam Mills from the Saints. He went and got Lamar Latham from the Saints. He went and got Kevin Green from the Steelers. He went and got there were 5 different former starters of the Steelers the previous year who started for the Panthers in year 1 and 2 in Carolina. He went and got Dwight Bates. He went and got a kick returner. He went and got Rocket Ismail. He got him pulled in. He went and got Wesley Walls from the Saints, who was an all-pro tight end. He did draft Tim Biakapatuka from Michigan. That was his college train, was that he went and got 4 guys from Michigan. Matt Elliott, who played center, Greg Skrepanek, who was a starting left tackle. They had and Biakapatuka, and believe there's another like wide receiver or something. They also drafted Ray Caruth, the famous Ray Caruth, and all of the stories that went on with there. They got him out of Colorado. But Kevin Green was the captain on that team, and he and Sam Mills. And they were so kind to me that they gave me access that, for a new franchise, you need the cosign. It's kind of like being here. They did that for me, and it was impressive. So he has an opportunity with 2 sacks. He's set to appear in his 120th game this week. He can tie TJ Watt at 108 sacks for the 3rd most by a player in his first 120 games. Here's the top 4 sack masters in their first 120, getting to the 120, the most sacks in their first 120 career games. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, DeMarcus Ware, who we probably, he's on the Hall of Fame. So, okay. And Reggie White. That's how deep the numbers go. That's how deep the numbers go there. So in that space, let's spin it over to the Big Ten. We got 3 minutes here. We'll speed through some. How many undefeated teams are there currently in the Big Ten? Harrison, any idea?
Out of 18, I'm going to go ahead and say 12. 11. Pretty close.
11. Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan State, Nebraska, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Rutgers, USC, and Washington. The Big Ten Conference is the only conference with more than 9 unbeaten teams. There are 39 undefeated teams currently. 39 heading into this thing.
We're one of them.
We're one of 39, 11 in the Big Ten Conference. 9 of the Big Ten's 18 teams are mentioned in this week's AP. Ohio State at 1, Penn State at 2, Oregon at 6, Illinois at 9, Indiana at 19, Michigan at 21, USC 25, with Nebraska receiving votes. They actually received votes. On the coaches poll, not only did Nebraska receive votes, but USC, Washington also received votes.
Yeah, I mean, the voting has been weird. We've lost votes every single week in the AP poll, and the coaches poll, it's a different story, but it just never makes a whole lot of sense for that. I tried not to. Well, I just don't care about it a whole lot.
It's just tracking until week 5 or 6. You kind of have to hold on to that. The Big Ten announces players of the week. So the reigning players of the week, Indiana's Omar Cooper is the offensive player of the week. The junior wide receiver had 207 receiving yards, 10 catches, and 4 touchdowns in the Hoosiers.
How many receiving yards?
207.
Oh, yeah, today.
Well, they put up a 73 burger against
True.
Against the Fighting Sycamores of Indiana State. Again, I didn't know until we read this report last week that Indiana State played football.
I don't know why. I'm acutely aware of the Sycamores. I feel like I see them as
Larry Bird. It's Larry Bird, Carl Nix, and nothing else.
Yeah.
But
hey, Larry Bird is
but I did not know that they had football. I didn't know they had football. Oregon's Jerry Mixon was the defensive player of the week in the Big Ten Conference. He had an interception return that set up an Oregon touchdown. He also had 5 tackles, including tackle for loss. Marked his second straight game with an interception, and the first duck with an interception in back-to-back games since 2023. The special teams player of the week, Iowa's Caden Whalen. Yeah, Whalen is the way that's pronounced. He had a 95-yard punt return for a touchdown in the third quarter, and their 47-7 win over UMass. The return tied the Big Ten and Iowa record for the longest punt returns. And it is the longest punt return in Kinnick Stadium history.
Iowa is being Iowa.
Iowa being Iowa. Michigan's Bryce Underwood was named Freshman of the Week after completing 16 of 25 for 235 and 1 touchdown and 1 pick in Michigan's 63-3 win over Central Michigan.
Really? He got Freshman of the Week.
He got Freshman of the Week, counted for 339 yards total offense, 3 scores, including first 2 rushing touchdowns of his career. 20-yard run in the second quarter and an 18-yard TD run in the third. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he got that. I mean, it must have been kind of a weak for a lot of the rookies.
Put it out. I mean, but freshmen aren't putting up numbers like that.
That is true.
Like, they're just not. They have the ball in their hands and they're being seen.
And what he did with his legs is impressive.
Yep.
And we'll get to see that in Memorial Stadium and see if we can stop him.
Yep. With 47-7 win over UMass Saturday, Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz collected his 206th career victory, passing Ohio State's Woody Hayes to become the winningest coach in Big Ten history. Crickets. Absolute crickets.
Iowa doesn't even celebrate right now. They're kind of like trying to push him off the boat. It's insane.
Bro. Crickets, bro. He now leads a list of head coaches that feature Hayes, Amos Alonzo Stagg, Bo Schembechler, Joe Paterno, Hayden Fry, amongst others, with his 206 wins.
I mean, he's like the only guy left
in that. Yeah, bro.
Like, there's no one even close to that because there's no one been coaching long enough.
Yep. Well, we'll play it out. All right, we'll go to break. And when we come back, we'll finish out the Big Ten notes, set it up for Friday here on the ticket, and a big weekend beat Michigan.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Men in Nebraska can be set in their ways, but they can also be quick to change their minds. Just 10 minutes can be enough to step back and rethink the life-ending decision of suicide. If you have a friend or family member who's struggling with depression, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man. You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Over 75% of the patients that come to Limitless Male have been told over and over again by their primary care providers that their testosterone level is fine. Guess what? If you have all the symptoms of low testosterone, you're not fine. Come get a second opinion at Limitless Male. We have helped tens of thousands of men feel optimal again, and we can help you. Stop waiting. Come see the men's health experts. Book your free consult online at limitlessmale.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
I could tell something wasn't right. My buddy Jake just wasn't himself. He seemed down. I was concerned about him and asked if he was thinking about suicide.
We all have a role in preventing suicide. Know the warning signs. They may not seem like themselves, be depressed, withdrawn, stressed, agitated, or talking about suicide. Call, text, or chat 988 for 24/7 support. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Harrison Arens and Derek Pearson.
Final segment for Thursday. What's going on? Oh, I see the flashing lights.
Yeah, it's at looks like it's at a location that's been at many times before.
Well, we kept saying the traffic was a little busier than we would have thought, and this is
what happens. You get a bunch of out-of-towners every now and then.
Well, you end up in the place, but the people who are looking for people, know which places to go to find those kinds of people, and then you have to go. Okay, can you stay away? But this is the weekend, so think Colorado, where
Colorado was nuts.
Well, this is this year's Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not.
This weekend is this year's Colorado.
It better not, DP. You know how much of a pain in the butt. I mean, I hope it is, but it's calmly, because the last time Colorado happened, it was a hassle to get into the building because the entire block was taped off. I couldn't get into my parking garage.
I'm just saying, man.
Hey, don't hurt each other.
I'm just saying.
Don't.
I'm just saying.
Violence.
Final reports for the evening on Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are just getting it done. They win 2-1 over the Giants in a meaningful game. The Giants were trying to stay above 500 to stay in the playoff race. The Dodgers they throw a one-hitter. It's a one-hitter. Bravo to them. full recap: Brewers beat the Angels 5-2. Yankees shut out the Orioles 7-0 in Baltimore. Cubs fall to the Reds, but they've clinched for the playoffs, so they're happy. Marlins beat the Rockies 9-7. The Rockies just helped them. The Mariners beat the Royals 2-0. The Royals with 5 hits again. The Guardians knock off the Tigers, and they're 3.5 from the division. They are not out of it.
Okay, so there's a race right there.
There's a race. They are competing for the wild card, but they are only 3.5 games behind the Tigers. Padres fall to the Mets 6-1 in New York. The Rays beat the Blue Jays 4-0. That is a meaningful win for them. And the Red Sox fall to the Athletics. And you just stop hurting yourself, Red Sox. Stop hitting yourself. Figure out a way. Stop hitting yourself. Man. All right. Full finish. Listen, it's a big weekend here in Lincoln, and we want you folks. There you go. So she gets it. There you go. There you go.
That's going to take a minute.
Yeah. 5.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2.
We got to ask Al if we can speed it up.
There you go. There you go.
Just takes a while.
Now the boyfriend joins in. He fully understands now what we're doing. There you go. Listen, be kind to each other tomorrow. Be kind to yourself simply because. Harrison, thank you, kind sir.
Absolutely. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Early break. Join them then.